Believe me when I say that the American dream is more like a crackpot hallucination. The States is like capitalism on steroids. My perspective on this comes from managing a team in the United States and traveling to the country 16 times in the space of 2 years, mainly spending time in New York and Washington. I was involved in things like setting up a union out there and also being able to do things like anti-lobbying training and understanding rules around lobbying. The lobbying industry in the States is absolutely insane. There is no other country that you would get away with basically turning corruption into capitalism. You've basically created a whole industry that just serves the private sector interests in your country. I was involved with the project of moving 150 people from Budapest to Berlin and Vienna, and Hungarians were asking about private healthcare in Germany. It doesn't exist because as part of the German national system, the healthcare is so good and free at the point of service that private healthcare does not exist. When I traveled to the States once, I got ill. It cost me $120 to see a doctor and then £80 for the medication. Now, don't get me wrong, the service was top notch, but that was just for a minor illness. You just wouldn't pay for something like that in another country. I witnessed someone fall off a bike in America and they hurt themselves bad. You could tell their bone was broken and they couldn't afford to be able to get an ambulance because they said essentially it would financially ruin them. And you might go, well, America, we're not taxed as much, so that's why we don't have these public services. You're only taxed 10% less than most socialist countries, yet you still have so many people that I came in contact with that believe America is the greatest country in the world without experiencing other cultures, places, political systems. And just a slight side note on that, most of the developed world doesn't have to worry about sorting out their taxes every year. Like, it's all done automatically. You have the systems in place. Most people who are in employment don't have to worry about talking to an accountant. They very rarely come in contact with the tax office. The only reason they have to in the States is because the accounting industry out there lobbies against legislation that takes away that burden from you, which is a really easy burden to take away. Despite all of this, the States is constantly trying to make the rest of the world like it works. And most of the world actually just genuinely hopes that the situation improves and the quality of life for the people in America gets better. And hopefully this moment brings awareness to the mistreatment that you have faced at the hands of your elites and your political systems. Because honestly, I don't think any other population gets treated with such contempt by their own government. What do you think is the most pressing issue in the States that needs to change? Share your thoughts in the comments.